Coffee with the editor. I am at the Railway Safety Regulator stand, also known as the RSR. We are here at the Southern African Railways Association's Conference and Exhibition, also known as SARA. I am with the chair of the Rail Safety Regulator, Mpumi. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for coming to our stall as well.
So we've got, you have got some exciting things coming up. Tell me about the awards.
So in October, we are having the awards. But the conception of the awards started when we were trying to celebrate our 21 years in the industry.
That is correct, 21 years.
21 years. It feels like, it's a long time, but there's still a lot that we have to do. So in that celebratory spirit, we then decided that we need to have these rail awards. They are inaugural awards within the railway space. They are the first of its kind in the country, in South Africa.
Okay.
And we have different categories because the idea is not only to have the awards, but to celebrate the milestones that have been taken so far within the rail.
And part of those 21 years.
Part of the 21 years, we look at where regulation started for rail, and where we are now. So we feel that a lot has been happening and it has been going unnoticed. It has been just going silently. But this year, we feel like we have to be vocal about all the milestones that have been taken within rail and about all the good things really that is happening within rail. Most of the time we focus on the gaps that are there, which is a good thing. But I think for now we need to take a moment and reflect on all the milestones that we've come.
All right, so the awards are fantastic, and I did see there are so many categories, and then many categories for actually our operators in SADC to participate in.
There's a huge realization that there's a bigger scope of people that want to participate, and we encourage them because there's a lot that is happening within SADC. SARA is trying to bring everyone else on board, but we also have a role that we're playing in terms of harmonization of standards, safety standards within rail. And we feel that there's a lot that is going on within safety. We are custodians of safety. So our focus is safety within the SADC area. And this is where we want to encourage our colleagues within SADC to nominate people that will come and participate in these awards and be recognized, because great work has been done within SADC.
Absolutely, and I couldn't agree more. I've seen tremendous amount of progress being made, especially in terms of safety around the continent and certainly in Southern Africa. Talk to me a little bit about the conference that's coming up.
We have a conference. This is our annual conference that takes place every year. The purpose of this conference is to bring the captains of the industry in one room, not only within the country or SADC, but also international. There's a lot of issues that we need to address. We need to exchange ideas. We need to learn lessons from other places, Europe and other areas, So we have to bring everyone else in one room. Technology plays a very critical role within rail. This conference will look at some of the updated technologies that are there, in terms of signaling, in terms of all the other technologies that we need within the rail. So the conference is happening from the 29th of September. So September is the conference, October is the awards. So the conference is taking place in Hazeldown, Wine and Gulf Estate in the Western Cape from the 29th of September to the 2nd of October. So all the academia, the captains of the industry, leaders, all the role players, our operators, we're doing a lot of research within rail. And some of the papers are going to be presented on the rail space because our approach as the board is that we need to take informed decisions. And informed decisions can only come through research, So some of those issues will be addressed in the conference. So I'm excited about it, and I'm excited to have everyone in the conference participating.
And that also kind of coincides with October Transport Month.
Yes.
And will you be releasing, as you traditionally do, the State of Safety report?
Absolutely. We will be releasing the State of Safety report. We're going to be launching it in October. It's a very critical component of our mandate because it's regulated. It's according to the regulation that we have to release that. It actually, the State of Safety report outlines occurrences and incidences, but it also gives us a benchmarking tool to say last year this time, this is where we were in terms of our operators, because you must remember from our side, we provide the operators with all the tools and the systems that they are supposed to use to uphold safety within railways. So the state of safety report gives us an opportunity, to look back and say, okay, last year this time we had so many occurrences, so many collisions, so many accidents and all that. This is how we dealt with them, but also to update the industry as a whole. This is where we are, and this is how we're doing as an industry.
A couple of weeks ago, you held an industry stakeholder session, and I'm sure it was around safety and open access.
Our mandate is not only to uphold safety, but it's to issue permits, safety permits for all railway operators. The permits combines a whole lot of aspects. Your rolling stock, before you bring in rolling stock, we need to make sure that it's safe. We get involved in terms of designs and all that. So now that the infrastructure is opening for new players to come on board, we felt it's important for us as a regulator to go out there and say, these are the expectations from us as a regulator. To our current operators, we currently have plus minus 200 operators that are holding our permits. We've got 3 major ones, which is your Prasa, Transnet and Gautrain, but we've got smaller players that are looking to participate in this open access. So we don't want to be just waiting with a stick and say, okay, your application is not approved or is not successful or documents are not, we want to prepare the industry so that when that time comes for them to participate, then they are ready. But for us as RSR, this is very important because we are looking at the volumes. Freight plays a very important part in the economy. If you look at pre-COVID, the volumes that Transnet was transporting, they're at a certain amount, at a certain number. And I don't want to go to numbers. And now they're at a certain number. So for us is to contribute towards the economy by improving how the new operators come in, but also by capacitating them to say, this is what is expected of you. Before you can get a permit, we need A, B, C, D. So we had these engagements in the 3 regions that we had. We had the first one in Joburg, we had the second one in Durban, and the last one in Cape Town. And I must say, the inputs that we're getting from the operators, they are very exciting. So it's exciting times for the country, and we are ready. Rail is a very technical space. And most of the time when we talk about rail, we talk about engineering, technical issues and all that. We overlook the challenges that are faced by female in conducting their day-to-day job. For instance, we've got inspectors, female inspectors, who have to go and do assessments after collisions and all that. And the type of environments is very important that we ensure that there's safety. Sometimes they go to the field and there's no safety and all that. So those are some of the things that I want to raise. But also issues around opportunities for women within rail. Of course, we have come a long way in terms of women occupying certain key areas and key positions within rail, but there's still a long way to go as well. So those are some of the conversations that we are having, not only as RSR, but as the country, because all the stakeholders are coming on board now to talk about women issues within rail, as SADC, and ultimately as Africa, to say, what can we do to break the boundaries and to allow the younger ones that are coming, opportunities, but also to empower them with the necessary skills and expertise.
Absolutely. And I must say that in the last couple of years, probably 5 or 6 years, remove COVID from the process, because I have certainly seen an increased number of women participating in the rail sector.
Yes, there's been milestones.
Absolutely. No longer do I walk into a room and I'm the only woman in there. It's fantastic.
But what is important is to create a safe space, for those women. If you think about train drivers, for instance, female train drivers, if she has to take a train to a particular station at 5 a.m., she has to be at the yard at 2 a.m., to make sure that that train is on time, because these are scheduled operations. So for female drivers, sometimes it's a challenge, but we need to make sure those that are in power, in decision making, need to make sure that that environment is safe for them to do their work well.